Welcome back. It's been a long time since I went live. Of course, this is not our usual setup. My wife and I have been filming videos all day for different promos that we have going on. And I said, you know what? There's so many things unfolding today and over the last couple of days. I just need to go live tonight. And she said, please keep the cameras right here because I think this is a good look. So this setup is all my wife, and I want to thank Annalise for taking care of it. She's right behind the cameras. I'm sure she doesn't want to say anything on live. You don't want to say anything, honey? You're doing such a good job. And she's running the cameras in the back. She can see your comments, and we've actually set up something where I can see your comments right here on a screen. And I see where some of you are watching from Kentucky. I see Huntington. I see Alabama, Colleyville, Texas. Great. Very good. Well, that you were in Iowa. Now you're in Colleyville, Texas. Well, it's good to have you on tonight. West Virginia. What a powerful Warrior Fest weekend. Was it not incredible? We had a blast at Warrior Fest. I'm going to get into that in just a minute. Someone says the backdrop looks good. Hey, you know what? You can thank my wife for that. It's just, huh? Oh, really? Man, thank you, Emery. So that's my wife said, why are we not taking advantage of this really nice bookshelf that you have in your office? We should be turning this into something. And so she's been doing this really since last fall. We started videoing around here, but we've never done a live stream like this. And this is kind of new for me. I'm just watching the comments come in. So excuse me while I just watch all of you. Cookeville, Tennessee. Good to see you, Michael Smith. Purvis, Mississippi. That's my man Emery. Let's see who else we have. Hello there. It was there's Pastor Jeffrey from Fairmont. Got some good news coming for you guys here shortly. Pearson Ryan in Barbersville, West Virginia. Brother, I cannot wait to see you, man. A lot of good. Hey, listen, the Lord's doing a lot of good things right now. And I'm not sure if does Pearson know about I know we've posted two of them. Does he know about the third one? Okay, we put it in the staff chat. Well, listen, we just got off of an incredible Warrior Fest weekend. We had a little under 3,000 young people here from all over the country. I'm not even going to begin to estimate how many states there were represented in this room, but all over the East Coast, people were here. Even as far as Texas, people were here. We had a great, great time in the Lord. I preached the 2:30 service. It was Perry. It was Chad Daniel. It was Chris Estrada. I did the afternoon service, and the Lord asked me to take, kind of a different approach. It was different than any other Warrior Fest message, and it was something that I was talking to a lot of Perry's team about and saying, I'm nervous about this, but I knew that it was right. I knew in my spirit that the Lord had asked me to preach on this subject. Well, I'm not gonna preach this message, but I am going to just say to all of you that as you see the rise of, I called it the podcast bros in the service, and what I meant was just the rise of people spewing heretical antichrist ideology in the news and social media, all over the podcast. There's a rise of it right now, and I began to ask the Lord what the reason for that was. Why is there such a rise in antichrist, anti-Israel, anti-rapture ideology? In fact, a lot of people are calling rapture teaching the rapture fantasy. They're calling it a rapture fantasy. And what I told them over there on Saturday was, it's not going to be a fantasy to them when the Lord comes and raptures the church, and the people calling it a fantasy are left here. And so I was very excited about it. Now, Micaiah put a really great graphic together for this, and I preached on this subject. The mockers have come, but the king is coming. The mockers have come, but the king is coming. Never in my years of preaching, and I've not been preaching too long, but never even in my 13 years of being saved and spirit-filled, born again, have I seen such a rise in this kind of doctrine and and this kind of teaching. And it seems like it's everywhere. I couldn't go into a church 5 years ago that didn't support Israel, that didn't teach the rapture, that didn't teach on those types of things. And now it seems like it's such a controversial, almost 50-50 issue. I didn't realize this, but that in itself is an end time prophecy, and that's why I have my Bible open. I want to just read to you my opening scripture. I'm not going to go through all the things that I preached at Warrior Fest, but I'm trying to check on comments. That was an awesome message. Thank you so much. I wish there was a way to watch it again. There will be a way to watch it again, and I don't know if I'll be able to talk about that tonight, but there will be a way to watch that message again. I want to read this to you. 2 Peter chapter 3, Peter's writing, and he's talking about the last days, and he says this. Know this, first of all, that in the last days, okay, so this is a warning of things to come. He says, in the last days, mockers will come with their mocking, following after their own lusts, and saying, where's the promise of his coming? For ever since the fathers fell asleep, all continues just as it was from the beginning. And when they do this, it escapes their notice that by the word of God, the heavens existed long ago, and the earth was formed without water and by water, through which the world at that time was destroyed, being flooded. But by his word, the heavens present and earth are being reserved for fire, kept for the day of judgment, for the destruction of the ungodly. But don't let this fact escape your notice, that with the Lord, one day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. And the Lord is not slow about his promise. I love that. The Lord is not slow about his promise. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 9. The Lord is not slow about his promise, as some of us consider slowness, but he's patient. See, there's a difference between slowness or a delay and patience. And many people have asked me, why hasn't the Lord come already? Why is he not coming, taking us out of all this chaos yet? And the reason is because he's patient towards you and he's patient towards me. Now, honey, I forgot to do one thing. I'm going to keep talking, but I just realized that this camera's not charging. It's not plugged in. And I think there might be an open charger. Maybe I just wanted to make sure before it died on me. I know that camera gets a little bit weird sometimes. So I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. It just hit me while I'm looking at it. So that's the message I preached. The mockers have come, but the king is coming. And so from there, that was kind of the basis of the message, that the reason they're seeing all this mockery in the news and on their social medias and in the podcast is because that in itself is an end time prophecy. And so from there, I went through maybe 10 or 11 things that are happening in the earth that point to the fact, not the theory, but to the fact that Jesus is soon to come again. This is not something that is debatable. This is something that this is one of the few areas, by the way, that Jesus did not use a parable. And well, he did use Matthew 25, but most of his teachings were done with just parables. And then it would be, he that has an ear to hear, let them hear. Well, when he talks about when he talks about his own coming, he just lists a bullet point. I'm of course talking about Matthew 24. I'm talking about Luke 21. I think it's also Mark 13. And it's just a bullet point. He says, you'll see this, you'll see this, you'll see signs in the sun, moon, and stars. You'll see wars. You'll see rumors of wars. So you'll see all this stuff begin to take place. And so it is not by accident. It is not by mistake that Jesus listed those things. And then just to tie it all together, he goes into a parable, which is, of course, the parable of the bridesmaids. And then he goes into, I believe if I have to make sure this is right, after the parable of the bridesmaids, he goes into the parable of the talents, if I'm not mistaken. And so these are the things that Jesus taught that are so often overlooked in Scripture. So in a Warrior Fest message where there's thousands of young people, I went down through maybe 10 or 12 things that are happening in the earth, and we talked about being ready for the rapture of the church. And many of you maybe would think that that's maybe too deep for teenagers, maybe go over their head, but I'm getting all kinds of messages talking about and they're messages from young people, but they're also messages from parents and youth pastors talking about how their teenagers were just soaking up that word. That's something that they've desired. That's something that they've wanted to hear taught. Honey, thank you for doing that. You guys didn't even know that she run back there and plugged that camera up. It happened so fast. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for making that happen. I just realized if it's going to die in a few minutes, and then we're going to have an interesting live stream with this angle right here. But I wanted to make sure I got that out. But I want to show you what happened. So Micaiah, who just did an unbelievable job. He made the Warrior Fest promo video. So if you were there, the video that came up at 7:00 Friday night, and I think they played it Saturday night also, that was Micaiah and Caitlin Roberts' unbelievable job. And so as soon as he finished the video, which he spent hours on, he looks at me and he says, "Do you want a graphic for your message?" And I was like, "I would love a graphic for my message." He said, "What's the feel that you're going for? What's kind of the vision?" So I showed him the notes and I said, "Just make it pure chaos." And he laughed and he went, that just goes against my creative brain. But you know what? Okay. And here's what he came up with. I thought it was unbelievable. There it is. The mockers have come, but the king is coming. And you can see all the chaos. And of course, by chaos, I just mean all the things going on in the world. You have wars, you have the pride parades, you have natural disaster, you have all this stuff going on. And I will leave you to interpret the rest. But all I'm going to tell you is the mockers have come. So that's what I preached at Warrior Fest. We had a blast with it. I will tell you, I'm getting all kinds of messages about young people having scars disappear off their arms. In fact, one of the staffers at OCI had scars disappear off of her thigh in the middle of that 2:00 service. So we had an unbelievable time. And so I'm just grateful for all of you who were able to come and be a part of that. I've heard a bunch of stuff about those people you had on the graphic. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there, and he that has an ear to hear, let him hear. I'll just use my graphic as a parable. Listen, the mockers are here, and they're loud. They usually have a podcast mic, but my king's got a trumpet, and he's coming back. And when that trumpet sounds, you and we better be ready. Now, here's another comment. Age 15, he very good. So you got kids that are 15 years old. I got a message from a mother of a 12-year-old that really enjoyed the message. So listen, teaching on the end times, they're not too young for it. I think many times we just have a spirit of fear when it comes to teaching it. But here's what I want to make. I got a few announcements to make for you. Again, I am monitoring these comments, so please let us know if you are in these areas. Let us know if you are a pastor in these areas. Let us know if you go to church in the areas that I'm about to talk about. So last April, and I've talked about this here and there. I've talked about it at every church meeting we've been to. Last April, I got invited to Glenville State University. Long story short, we had an unbelievable time. It was my first time having a crusade under our ministry's name on a college campus. It was something that Annalise and I have been praying for since last January. We've been asking God to open up doors on university campuses. And so we've been praying for this for a long time. And so we went to Glenville State twice last year, had unbelievable results. A lot of people, about 100 college students were baptized, many saved. We went to West Virginia State at the end of the year last year, had a blast there. And so since last January of 2025, Annalise and I have been asking the Lord for open doors on college campuses. And then obviously the tragedy that happened with the assassination of Charlie Kirk that happened in September. We had a couple more revival meetings on campuses after that. And so we've just been asking the Lord to open up doors on university campuses coming into this year. And so for the first part of the year, we didn't have a lot going on because of the weather and being wintertime. It's hard to book things and get teams out for that. But do I have some incredible announcements for you tonight. And I don't want to keep you too long with these, but I cannot wait to show this to you. So this month, I had a couple of church meetings. I was going to Buchanan to preach on April 12th. That's happening on a Sunday morning, Sunday night. I'm going back to Elkins with Pastor Mike Boggs, who's one of our board members and one of my favorite places to preach. Tons of college students there. In fact, Pastor Mike brought 95 kids to Warrior Fest. So I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he's alive. I talked to him yesterday, and he said, you know what? He said, you know what? I'm not even that tired. And I was like, you're a machine, brother, yeah, all of us are tired. I don't know how he's not tired. I hosted maybe 10 people. My wife and I did. We didn't host 95. So good for you, brother. But we'll be there on the 18th and 19th. April 24th to 26th will be in Lucasville, Ohio. We've rented a high school auditorium or cafeteria, just a big room in a high school. And we're going to have 3 nights of crusades in Lucasville. So we have a few church meetings, but here's what happened. My dear friend, Pearson Ryan, has been working hard. Pearson and some others on the campus of Marshall University. I am excited to finally officially announce that we are coming. I'll be in Buchanan on the 12th. On the 14th, that is a Tuesday night, I'm coming with our team to Marshall University. I want you to mark this down. I want you to take a screenshot of this graphic. In fact, my wife and I were talking earlier. We're not sure if you're able to post pictures in the comments of a live video. If you're on my team and you have that graphic and you're able to post pictures in the comments, go ahead and do that. And if you see the graphic come up, I want you to take a screenshot of it, save it, and I want you to share that with people. We are expecting an outpouring of the Holy Spirit on Marshall University's campus under 2 weeks from now. What are we, 12 days away? So that's coming up very quickly. It just got approved, I think, on Monday. So we've been really working hard to get this word out. So I am excited. This is going to be Memorial Student Center basement. So under the Student Center, there's I guess I've not been there, but under the Student Center, there's a big room, and we are going to have What's that, honey? So you go down the stairs of the student center, just a big open room, multiple open rooms, enough to have church in, right? We're going to have a great time. She knows she was a student there. I wasn't. And Pearson's a student there. So listen, and Pearson's saying Marshall belongs to Jesus. That's right. It does, brother. And the Lord is going to honor you and your friends for putting that together. So I want to thank Turning Point USA, the Marshall chapter of Turning Point USA. They are the ones. Anytime you go to a campus, it's much easier if a student organization hosts you, whether it's a student ministry or a fraternity, sorority, women's ministry. In this case, it is our friends at Turning Point USA. So I want to thank them for hosting us. And listen, this is going to be just a night of revival. It's going to be worship. It's going to be testimonies. I'm going to give a word. We're going to have altar call. We're going to see people saved, healed, delivered. Everything Jesus promised in his word is going to come to life at Marshall University, April 14th. Listen, that begins at 7 p.m. So maybe some of you are watching and you're like, I don't get out of class until 8 o'clock. Come anyway. We got a great worship team that's going to be with us that night. So we are excited to be at Marshall University. Now, just in case that wasn't enough, the Lord opened another door. I did not think this was going to come that quickly or as quickly as it has. I've not been able to even preach at churches in Morgantown a whole lot. And of course, when you grow up in West Virginia, I live in Tennessee now. When you grow up in West Virginia, you're surrounded by Mountaineer fans. Now, my family went to Marshall, so I was never raised in the blue and gold, but I'll be wearing blue and gold 2 days later, guys. April 12th, we're at Marshall. April 14th, we're at Marshall. April 16th, a Thursday night, 7 p.m., we are in the Mountain Lair Ballroom, right on the center of campus, in the center of town. We're coming to West Virginia University, the same exact team that was there at Marshall, coming to WVU. We're going to have another night of revival meetings. And listen, let me just pull my phone out. I apologize. I just want to see the kind of traction. We posted about WVU a couple nights ago, once it officially got approved, and the post went crazy. And let's see where it's at right now. It's doing really well. And what that shows me is that people are excited about what God is doing. The Marshall post, this is just on Facebook. The Marshall post has been shared 83 times, 200 likes. The West Virginia post, the West Virginia post has been shared 250 times on Facebook. 250 shares and 620 people have reacted to it. One person laughed, but the rest of the people were okay with it, right? And so we're excited to come to WVU, and we're excited to come to Marshall. Listen, we got a whole week of revival meetings there, 14th and the 16th. And I wanted to go live tonight. And by the way, on Instagram, it's been shared 84 more times. 200 more people have liked it. So listen, a lot of people are excited about this, and we're excited about it as well. And I've been praying into this week. I don't know what the significance is about what God is doing in the Mountain State in West Virginia, but the fact that we will be, honey, I think the fact that we'll be at both of our major universities. West Virginia's got 2 major Division I colleges, and we'll be at both of them in a 2-day span. She's going, friends of Cole. Are you saying that Jesus is a friend of Cole? I think he is. And so listen, there's something going on in West Virginia. There's something going on college campuses, but there's something going on in West Virginia, in Huntington and in Morgantown. If you're a student at either of these universities, I am begging you to come and be a part of this. I want you to bring friends with us. Now, I'll save that for in just a minute. I got a couple of more things I want to share with you. But April 14th, Marshall University, 7 p.m. April 16th, West Virginia University, 7 p.m. So we thought I thought that's all I was going to talk about tonight. I'd already decided to go live, and then Annalise and I were walking out the door to go to prayer. We have prayer every Thursday night here in Cleveland, Tennessee. We're walking out the door to go to prayer, and Micaiah calls me. Micaiah's been working with a great group of young men at Eastern Kentucky University. Now, we didn't know if this was going to happen or not. We've been waiting on the administration at EKU to respond to the young man's email asking if we can have the venue. But here's what I'm excited to announce. I did not see this coming. So we've got a couple weeks of just straight revival services. But in a 2-week span, we're going to be at Marshall on the 14th, West Virginia on the 16th, and the 28th, April 28th at 8 p.m. April 28th at 8 p.m., we can officially announce we are coming to Eastern Kentucky University. I cannot wait. This is in Richmond, Kentucky. we're going to have, listen, we're going to have a blast at Eastern Kentucky. A lot of people are excited about this out there. And again, this one just got made official like 2 hours ago. So it's very, very fresh. We're putting some logistics together right now. If you're in this area, I want you to be aware of this. I want you to come and be a part of it. If you're an EKU student, you're watching this, I want you to share this with people. Listen, the Lord's opening doors on college campuses right now. Pearson says, if anyone is interested, I attend Marshall. Feel free to message me. Yes, Pearson can give you directions. Pearson probably can tell you where to park, and maybe we'll be able to post directions like that on the day of the service. We'll figure that out as best we can. You know, these college revivals are new to us. We know we have all the sound gear that we need. We've got the worship team. We have the personnel in place. Now we're just trying to figure out, how does God want these services to flow? And I'm so grateful for organizations like Unite Us with Tanya Pruitt doing a great work for the Lord on these major college campuses. I think she was just at Pitt last week and had hundreds, if not thousands, of college kids come to Christ. She was at WVU last year and 1,000 kids got saved. So I'm honored to come on the heels of some great revival meetings like that. But here are some questions that I've been getting about these college nights, because we posted about West Virginia several days ago. People were being tagged in it. Hundreds of people were sharing it. So here's a few things I want to tell you about these crusades. Number one, the college crusades, all three of these are open to the public. If you do not have to be a student, you do not have to be associated with the university to attend these events. And in fact, I'm inviting you, if you are a pastor of a church and you're watching this right now, I want you to let your congregations know. If you have a congregation in Huntington, you got a congregation in Morgantown, you got a congregation in Richmond, you're around these campuses, I want to see you there. My wife wants to see you there. Here's what we found out. When we went to West Virginia State last year, I think we had about 40 college students saved, but a lot of the room was filled with spirit-filled churchgoers from the community, and they really helped us in that service and in worship. They helped us while the preaching was going on. They helped us pray for people, and they were just very helpful in all areas. And so I'm inviting you, if you're a pastor, and I'll be reaching out to some pastors that I was given a list of churches earlier, specifically in Morgantown. So I'm going to reach out to as many churches as I can. I want to personally invite all of you to these revival meetings. I think they're going to be incredible. So number one, they are open to the public. Yes, I do want you to tag your pastor in this live video. I want you to send him the pictures of the graphics. If you're in that area, you're in Richmond, you're in Huntington, you're in Morgantown, I want you to send it to your pastor, and I want you to ask him, can we start sharing this to our, maybe put it in your church bulletin, put it on the screens in your announcements. We want people to know that there are college students in your community that Jesus is coming after. You know, when my wife and I and our team go into these evangelistic meetings in kind of a crusade setting or a college venue like this, a lot of young people get saved. We go on to the next town because that's the office of the evangelist. You go in, you reap the harvest, and then you go to the next place. We want to do our very, very best to link these new people in the Lord, these babies in Christ, as Paul would call them. We want to do our very best to link them up with pastors, link them up with churches, link them up with ministries. And so if you are a pastor, if you're a youth pastor, if you're a young adult pastor, I want to see you there. I want to meet you. We're going to have a seating area for pastors and other church leaders that come from, and you're not on campus. We're going to try to have a section of seating where someone can take you, so I know you're a pastor, and we seated the pastors over here. Because when the young people get saved, we want to point them to you. We don't just want to come and have hundreds of people come and clap and sing and have a good time and then say, wow, 500 people showed up, 1,000 people showed up. We want to connect them for ongoing growth, ongoing discipleship. So please let your people know. And I see people putting churches in right now. I go to Life Church in Richmond. Very good. I think you're booked for a young adult revival later in the year. Well, you know what? That would be news to me if I was. Are we booked at Life Church in Richmond, Kentucky? They're probably, you know what? They're, okay. Hayden, tell me who your young adult pastor is. Is that he was at yeah, that's my friend. We haven't scheduled anything yet, but he probably is talking about it. Listen, you might be giving me a revelation right here because I didn't know that, but maybe maybe he's working on something. I want to preach in Richmond. And so okay, yeah, please let your church know, Hayden, Life Church in Richmond, please let them know. Kim says the Foundry in Morgantown. I was given contact for the Foundry in Morgantown. And so I'm after Easter weekend is over. Of course, tomorrow's Good Friday, going to Easter weekend. Pastors and churches are the busiest they ever are is Easter weekend. The most amount of guests come, obviously. So I'm going to wait until Easter is over. And then Annalise and I are going to start hitting them with some emails. I have a letter written out to pastors, just inviting people to be a part of what God is doing. Hayden says I'm the youth pastor there. Well, brother, how about that? Okay, so you're a friend of Cooper then. I spoke to Cooper on the phone several months ago. I think that was last year. You remember when I talked to Cooper on the phone here in the office? You got a really, really good young adult pastor there. Cooper is one good dude. Well, I'm excited to work with both of you guys. We do need to schedule something at your church, and we have some spots. We need to do that. Are y'all working on having services at Tennessee campuses? I mean, if you're throwing a hint out there, I would love to go to a Tennessee campus. I will say this, April's kind of the last big month that school is in session for college campuses, and then they kind of wind down with finals and stuff. I don't know that we could fit another college campus in this year or this semester, I mean. But going into fall semester, we're already wanting colleges to contact us. Annalise is raising her hand. And say that one more time. I want to make sure I get. If you want to start contacting us tonight, and I'm talking to the brother from the YouTube live that's asking about services at Tennessee, but to the rest of you, if you want to contact us for a college campus revival, I'm betting we're not going to be able to get any more in this year or this semester because spring semester is about over. There's a few weeks left. Finals week, you're not going to have anything then. So if you want to have something at a college campus in the fall semester, we are speaking with colleges already. I'm talking to youth pastors that have access to different colleges. Please let us know. And if you want to reach out right now, we can make something happen. You don't wait till August. Let's make something happen quickly. Let's see. What date is EKU? Oh, Susan missed the date for EKU. That is April 6th. Let's go ahead and put that up again, actually. April 16th. I'm sorry, April 28th. There's so many of them. The 14th is Marshall, right? The 16th is WVU. 28th is EKU. So those are the three crusades. And listen, at the beginning of the month, I didn't have it, or I'm sorry, about the middle of March, I didn't have any college crusades booked. These all came within a few weeks, and I am so excited about this. Let's see. Are there any comments that I missed? And then also, obviously, be in prayer for these campuses in the coming weeks. We're so excited to be there. My team is hungry and excited, and they're ready for a move of the Spirit. And so I want you to be praying and interceding with us for these campuses that many souls would be saved. Of course, this is the playground of the enemy. I call it the school system. The grade school onward, especially in America, is a playground of the enemy. We're going into the devil's territory. And we want to take territory back for Jesus. I believe that schools and universities belong to Christ. Let's see. In the future, would you do a revival service at a university? Is that Emory? Yeah. Emory, you have no idea what's ahead, brother. You should talk to your youth pastor. You should talk to Brent because I'll just leave it there. I don't want to give anything away. You should just ask Brent. Ask Brent what I've asked him about for the fall when I come visit you guys in Purvis. My daughter attends House of His Presence. Yes, I was. I have a list of all those churches and the pastor's name, and I have it's not written down. It's on my laptop. It's in the notes. You don't have to look it up right now. But that church House of His Presence was given to me by the pastor that Pastor Scotty Ding has connected me with. I know she's excited about you coming. Do you have their info? I do have their info. I will be reaching out to, and if I'm not mistaken, I was given that particular pastor's phone number by a friend of mine who knows him. So I will be reaching out after Easter. Hi, I'm tuning in. So, no, hey, there's Micaiah. I wish we could invite Micaiah as a guest. Is that something I can do? Is that hard? Wonder if let's do it right now and just say, Micaiah, jump into this live. You think we could do that? I'm just going on. I know. It's just like a news interview. We could do it just off the cusp. Matt Hill, great to see you at Warrior Fest. Bro, even better to see you at Warrior Fest. And it's good to see what God's doing in your son. I know that I know he had a heck of an accident there before Warrior Fest. And it was great to see him on his feet and praising God with us. And I was honored to pray with him. God was doing something in his body. I'm just now hearing of Micaiah. Did you see that? Micaiah said, I'm just now hearing of Nick Walker Ministries. Well, that's awkward because you've been planning all these college crusade worship teams for us. Love your ministry. Thank you, Micaiah. I so appreciate. Oh, is that what he said? Did he text you? He said he can't join right now, but he can join next week. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely do it next week. Let me see if I missed any comments here. I'm looking at these comments right now, making sure I didn't miss any of these. Yeah, just now hearing of Nick Walker Ministries. Thank you for that, Micaiah. It's almost like we just met. Huh? Very good. Well, it's great to see so many of you jumping on tonight. The Lord is, we know the Lord's doing a great work at universities right now. And also, don't forget the other churches we're going to. You know, I'll be in Buchanan on the 12th. So the Sunday before all those revival meetings, I'm at Pastor John Darnell's Cornerstone Community Church in Buchanan, West Virginia. And the week after that, we're in Elkins. Week after that, we're in Lucasville. So we have a lot of great things coming up that I am very excited about. 14 Marshall. Pearson, what does that mean? Marshall's the 14th. Yes, correct. Marshall is on the 14th. Have I missed any comments, honey? You don't see any that I've missed. Okay, I want to mention one more thing to you, and I didn't plan for this, so we don't have a graphic or anything. When it comes to these colleges, and this is something that I'm sending out to people, all of our partners know about this. The college crusades. People asked me last year when I started this. I had a man come up and ask, how much does it cost for you to go to a college? Because when Glenville State called us last year, the women's ministry called is it called Delight Ministries asked, how much do we charge? and the answer is, I don't charge anything. I don't even charge to go to churches. So I'm certainly not going to charge to go to a college event. But the difference in the colleges and the churches is that the churches, I take up offerings, and we worship the Lord in our giving and all of that, and we believe in that. But at the college crusades, we do not take up offerings because we just don't feel led of the Lord to do that. We don't put out a resource table. We just come, we have church, we pray, we baptize people, and we go on our way. And so someone asked me how they were funded, and I said, well, they're funded by the church offerings. But you have to understand that these revival meetings on college campuses can be anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 or $6,000, depending on where you're going, how far it is, how many people you have to take. Because although we don't take up an offering or anything, we're responsible for the travel, we're responsible for the food, we're responsible for the lodging. Some of these places are a few hours away. You don't want the team driving back all night, and so we put them in hotels. We cover all that, and then obviously we like to be able to bless the worship team that comes. And these people are taking time out of their work, out of their families, away from their kids to come and be with us on the road, and so we want to make sure that they're blessed for that. And so this is not do not feel compelled if you're watching this and you want to be a part of what God is doing. Maybe you can't make it physically to the crusades, but you can do two things. You can pray for us while we're there, and you can sow into it. All of this comes out of the budget for Nick Walker Ministries, so it comes out of our pocket totally. And we've had some very generous people over the last several months that have said, I want to sow into that. So here's all I'm going to do. If you want to sow into the college crusades, all you have to do is go on nwministries.com/donate, nwministries.com/donate, and click a one-time donation, and you can select College Crusade, and we will know that it's going there. We're estimating that for all three of these crusades, for each one, it's probably going to be between $3,000 and $3,000 and $5,000 per crusade, because it's all of our equipment, and it's all of our vehicles traveling. It's gas, it's food. We want to feed the team, and and again, we want to make sure that people are blessed for taking time away from the other things that they do to come and be with us. And Micaiah, who claimed has just finding out about my ministry, he's actually put all the praise teams together for these college crusades. And so if this is something that you as an individual, as a family, maybe you want to give as a church family, I want to invite you into that, because we're not going to take up any offerings at these college meetings. I want to invite you right now to sow a seed into these campuses. And so we will know, if you select College Crusade, we'll know exactly where you want it to go. And we're going out on faith, guys, doing this. We're jumping out there, and we know that God has asked us of this. My wife and I have prayed and fasted about this multiple times, and we know God's asking us to take this revival message, not just a devotion or a Bible study. He wants us to take a message and a mandate of revival to college campuses, and you can help us do that. And so again, nwministries.com/donate, and maybe we can just put a link in the comments if possible. If not, just find our website. It's right there on Facebook where you're watching this, and you can give that way. Make sure you select College Crusade. We have great partners that are sowing into this. And so again, if you're a pastor or or an individual, anything helps. But I'm believing that before we get to these events, all three of them are going to be met financially in Jesus' name. Let's see. When are you coming to KAG? Is that Kaiser Assembly? I hope soon. You need to go knock on Pastor Adam Pritz's door, and you need to say, let's schedule a revival. But he might be tired, because he brought a bunch of kids to Warrior Fest also. That was all their first time in Cleveland. We actually hosted them here for lunch between the services, had a good time with them. Pastor Adam is actually working on some things beyond just coming to Kaiser, to the Assemblies, the Assemblies Church, and preaching. He's trying to get some colleges up there to schedule us, and then we can meet back there and have a weekend of revival. We'll see what happens, but we are in talks about coming back to Kaiser, and we're excited about that. Hayden says, let me know if I can help you at the EKU service. I'll be there. Brother, yes. Just the answer is yes. My wife said that she sent your wife a friend request, so I guess that they're going to be buddies. And me and you can be buddies after this live stream, but I guess they're going to be buddies right now. So, she sent a friend request to your wife. So Hayden, we would love to have you and your wife helping us in the altars, loading, unloading, whatever you're available for, man. We'll figure that out. You and Cooper will be a great help that night. Let's see. Do you have an address to send a check instead of online? Yes, we sure do. P.O. Box 2801. Cleveland, Tennessee, and we put that in the comments. Yeah, that's easy to put in the comments. P.O. Box 2801, Cleveland, Tennessee, zip code 37320. We'll put that in the comments so you don't have to write that down. I wish I could come to those college services. Those are going to be, hey, Emery, you know what? Get in a car, brother, drive on up. Take that church van that I drove in all week when I was at your church. Load up a few of you and come to Kentucky. It's only probably 10 hours from you. That's all. No big deal. We'd love to see you, though, but hopefully we'll do one in your area soon. Let's see. Who else we got talking to us? Okay, my wife. Thank you, honey. My wife just put links in there for giving and the address. And if you're someone that wants to send a check, that link, if you just click on it, will also, the address is also on the website, so you don't have to memorize what I just told you. Arian, good to hear from you, brother. Pray you and Bailey are doing very, very well, man. Always good to hear from you. Love watching what God's doing in your new family, man. Blessings to you guys. Let's see. Well, honey, are you excited about these events? Oh, she just put in the comments there a mailing address. May the Lord continue to bless. Hey, thank you, Harold. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. A lot of great things coming up. April is pretty full. May is pretty much full. June and July are full too, aren't they? Almost. They're pretty much full. My wife and I get to go to a crusade in Ecuador in July, so we're super excited about that. It'll be my first time preaching out of the country with a couple of great friends. Robbie Grubbs is putting the crusade team together, but I also get to go with Clay Gunderson, who is one of my pastors here, actually. Clay, so Dr. Cutshaw and Clay Gunderson are my pastors here at OCI. Excuse me. So it'll be Robbie Grubbs, leading the team, Clay Gunderson, and then Blake Schubert will be there with us also. Or Schuler. I was looking at Arian's name. They're too close together. He's going to text me and say something to me, I'm sure. But it's going to be a great time in Ecuador. We got a lot of great things coming up. Blessings from Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. Listen, I'm coming to we're going to Willard in the fall in the high school auditorium there. Me and Marcus McFoley. It's going to be a great time. What about Compass Club? Have you sent out the new books yet? Yes, there is an order form for those new books. Check your email, and Isaac and Avery will have that sent to you like ASAP, at least by Monday. I told them to take Easter weekend off, but at least by Monday, if you order it, check your Compass. Whatever you use for Compass, make sure you got that email. And if you didn't, let us know. We'll get you that order form. That's free, of course, but Isaac and Avery will get that to you. Well, guys, I wanted to come on and make these announcements to you. I'm so excited about what God is doing in this generation, and I'm ready for more. I'm excited for these campuses. Again, if you're able to get there, get there. But if you're able to pray, pray for us. Intercede on those nights, on the 14th, on the 16th, and on the 28th. Be an intercession for us. And if the Lord would lead you to give to these specific events, you can do that in the links we put in the comments. Thank you guys for taking time to hang out with me and my wife tonight. We're excited about what's coming up in this season, and we wanted to come on and just share that with you. And we'll have plenty more to share when these crusades conclude. We've got a great month ahead, and I pray for all of you who are having a great Holy Week. Good Friday is tomorrow, and I pray that you take some time to reflect on what the Lord did for us. And, of course, as always, I pray you have a great, great Resurrection Sunday. Please go to church, celebrate with your friends and with your families. And let's see, let me make sure we have anything else there. Pearson, thank you for your yes, brother. Man, I'm so grateful for you. I cannot wait to hear you, brother, tell your story of your miraculous healing in some of these college crusades, man. They're not going to know what to do with that. They didn't know Jesus could be miraculous like that. Then they're going to hear your story. I can't wait. Well, everyone, God bless you. I cannot wait to see you. If you're around Buchanan, Elkins, Morgantown, Lucasville, Richmond, any of these areas, we want to see you. We've got a lot of great things coming up in April. And my wife and I will see you very soon at a church or college campus near you. God bless you. Have a great night.